My name is Doug Odell, and I'm the co-owner and founder of Odell Brewing Company. I started home brewing after I graduated from college with actually a friend of mine from my childhood. I think our motivation was to make beer cheaper than we could buy it, and it sounded like fun. And it was cheaper, but it was really bad, the first stuff. So it tasted like a cross between apple cider and cheap champagne. My first job in brewing was at Anchor Brewing in San Francisco, 1978. Probably had the worst job in the place. My job was to clean out the mash tun after the grain was out, and then once that was done, jump into the brew kettle and scrub that clean. So it was a lot of hard work. It was just 4 hours a day. But it got me excited about craft beer, and when I got married to my wife Lynn, we decided we wanted to be self-employed, and she's a business finance type person, so she could run a small business, and I knew how to brew, and we liked craft beer, so we decided to do this. Well, we were living in Seattle, and that was the Northwest was kind of the birthplace of craft brewing in the United States in the early 80s, and so we thought, well, maybe it's kind of saturated here, so we looked around the West for some place that was, we were looking for a university town, one that was not a big city, but near one, on the interstate or close to it for shipping, someplace where people were proud of where they lived, liked the outdoors, kind of a lot of the same things as Western Washington except the weather. And it had to be west of the Mississippi too. I wasn't going to move east of the Mississippi. So we opened in November of 1989. I was the brewer, the guy who ran the filter, I kegged the beer, I delivered the beer. I mean, I loved it, but it was hard work, and I remember when we first got a paid employee, that was a pretty big day. And it's interesting that we were paying him, but we weren't paying me. So I was fortunate that my wife Lynn had a job at Hewlett-Packard to pay the family bills. I've heard a couple of good answers to that question, and one of them is my favorite beer is the one I'm drinking right now, or my favorite beer is the one that somebody is going to buy for me. But no, seriously, my favorite beer is different at different times. It depends on what I'm doing, where I am, whether I'm having beer with a meal, whether it's hot outside and I just want to be refreshed, whether it's cold outside and I'm sitting in front of a fire. You know, it just all depends. That it'll be full, or the beer will have some sort of alcohol content in it. That's what I can guarantee. As well as that it's a beer that we're proud enough of that we want to share with the folks who like craft beer and beer in general. So mostly what we want this place to be is some place where somebody can come and try out our beers, get to know who we are, take a tour, just experience our brewery and who we are and our beers.